Who's responsible? So Chris McDonough of the interview room, he is at the scene on where the stabbings happened. And he made a community post on his YouTube channel. I want to share that with you here, and then we're going to discuss. Chris McDonough claims he found a glove by the crime scene, by the house. So, do you think he's lying? Do you think he's telling the truth? What do you think this glove is about? Let's show the picture again. Looks like the glove is under some snow, so possibly been there for a while. I'm dumbfounded if the glove was there, why police didn't get it earlier, right? You have a crime scene, you would think you would search the entire area around the home and pick up anything and everything that you see. Notice in that picture there was also, looked like a candy wrapper. It looked like a candy wrapper there with the glove. Now, was that glove planted by...
Chris would go on to let the world think that this was the glove that is talked about in the documents that would eventually come out in filed motions between the state and defense in the case the state versus Brian Culver. You know, the glove that was found on November 20th, 2022 and found to have unknown male DNA on it. Listen closely as to the date that Chris says that he found the glove.
It is a piece of potential evidence everybody is talking about online. The glove that the police almost missed. It was dropped, or it was thrown out outside the home where the 4 college students were stabbed to death in Maso. And there is a good chance that it would still be there right now, but for a former homicide detective turned podcaster who noticed it while he was actually visiting the scene on Thanksgiving, which is 11 days after the murders. Chris McDonough is a veteran of the Oceanside, California Police Department, and currently he's the director with the National Cold Case Foundation. He's also co-host of the podcast, The Interview Room, and he is live with me tonight. Detective, it's so good to have you. First of all, I am shaking my head as I even think I'm doing this interview with you. Take me there. Tell me what happened. You literally showed up and looked down and said, hello, gentlemen, come over here. Have you seen this? Is that really how simple this was?
Yeah, it really was, Ashley. I mean, it was my wife and I, it was Thanksgiving Day. We happened to be up here in Idaho. And I said to her, I said, hey, let's just go over where that, situation's taking place at the university to get some tape. And we're walking up the street. And the first thing that caught my attention, to be honest with you, was all of the cars still parked on the property. And then I looked over and I saw there was an officer controlling the scene sitting in his vehicle. And I looked to the left and I saw that what appeared to be a glove. And I looked at my wife and I said, is that a glove? And she goes, yeah, I think it is. And so about where Brian was standing tonight, I walked over and looked over, and sure enough, it was a glove. And I immediately got the attention.
I am going to, Chris, thank you for saying that. When we go back to Brian in a little bit, I'm going to actually ask him to walk me to the exact spot so that everybody who's watching right now gets the full perspective. Sometimes it's hard when you're watching through a one-dimensional TV screen, so I'm going to do that. In the meantime, help me out with this one because you're the murder detective, but you're also the person who found it. What kind of glove was it, and the significance of the kind of glove as pertains to a murder?
Well, I can't really tell what type of glove it is, if it's a male, female. And obviously the significance may be nothing, but it also could be very significant.
But nothing. The Red Flag Project, Idaho4 case, episode 4, plants and inserters. The closing remarks here, it's very simple. The glove that has the male unknown DNA was found on November 20th. Chris McDonough just happened to be in the area and in Idaho and thought he would just drive by and go check out the scene and happened to find a glove. I'm with Jonathan Lee Riches on this one. Was it planted? Was it placed? He didn't know if it was a guy's glove or a girl's glove. Well, I don't give a shit what or whose glove it is and what brand it is. It has absolutely nothing to do with the Idaho4 case, and Chris McDonough was paraded around like a little show puppy. All while knowing that after when the documents came out, the November 20th glove that was found, sent to the lab, was not this glove. Chris McDonough's glove was found on November 24th. November 24th. He posts to social media for the first time, though, about it on November 28th. Again, that glove was from November 20th that was found by Idaho State Police forensic team and sent to the lab. this glove out of the mouth of Chris McDonough. He found it with his wife on November 24th. Period. End of story. And he knew it the whole entire time. People do this. They insert themselves. Like Ashley Banfield said, he has a podcast. Podcasting about this case. Like, share, and subscribe. To the Transparency thanks you.
There also looked like a candy wrapper. It looked like a candy wrapper there with the glove. Now, was that glove planted by Chris McDonough? I don't know. Glove. Now, was that glove planted by Chris McDonough? I don't know.